Abortion is not directly on the ballot in Ohio's special election Tuesday, but the vote could have a major impact on abortion rights. The state's Republican-led legislature set up a special election that would raise the threshold for passing constitutional amendments to 60% of voters, up from 50%. This means it would be harder to pass an amendment preserving abortion rights in the state constitution in November. For more on this, let's bring in CBS News political correspondent Caitlin Huey-Burns, who is in Washington. Caitlin, first of all, talk a little bit about more about why this 60% number is strategic and intentional.
Hey, Jeff, good to see you. Well, this is all by design. When you look at states that have passed similar constitutional amendments, essentially preserving abortion access into the state's constitution, they've passed with 58, 57-ish% of the vote. Places like Kansas, Michigan. When you look at public polling in Ohio, 58%, according to the recent poll, support preserving access to abortion in the state constitution. So analysts that we have talked to in this state, including people who have been following this for a while, say that this is something that the state legislature was looking at when designing or when proposing to raise the threshold to 60%. So you could have a scenario in which, a vast majority of voters support this constitutional amendment, but it could not pass if in tomorrow's special election they are successful in raising that threshold to 60%.
What kind of money is funneling into this measure?
Well, I think that's a really important point here, Jeff. And we have a CBS News investigation back in June that showed that a Republican mega donor has really been behind the efforts to try to raise the threshold to 60%. Richard Uline is his name. He's a shipping magnate, and he's based actually in Illinois. He's been a longtime Republican funder, and he was really instrumental in a campaign. He gave over $1 million in a campaign to really try to pressure Republicans in the state legislature to approve this special election in August. And now we've seen campaign finance reports showing that he spent about $4 million in support of this effort. Now, there has been money, pouring in on both sides here, but this shows kind of a coordinated campaign to try to, what critics say, change the rules of the game ahead of November's election.
Money's pouring in. Now the question is, will voters pour in? What does voter turnout look like now?
Well, that's a fascinating dynamic in all of this because Republicans in the Ohio State Legislature at a time disapproved of August elections. They said it's low turnout. They, don't really reflect the will of the voters, and people aren't paying attention. They're on vacation. But they approved this special election, which a lot of critics said, well, this isn't that kind of speaking to the hypocrisy of it all. But what's significant here is that this has been such a fraught issue because abortion access is kind of on the line here eventually, that you've seen really large turnout. Nearly 600,000 people, according to the latest estimates, have turned out early. That beats numbers for the midterm primary. So this is kind of rivaling that. And we'll see kind of whether that means this passes or doesn't. But it has definitely had an effect that many people were not expecting.
And in the meantime, Caitlin, we're now 2 weeks away from the first GOP presidential primary debate. I forget who the Republican frontrunner is, but I think there's been some headlines recently. I forget. What are we expecting in a couple weeks?
Yeah, that Republican frontrunner under 3 indictments and possibly one more to come. We're waiting to see what happens in Georgia. The big question, though, is whether he will show up for that debate in August. We're also watching to see who else is on that debate stage. What's notable is that the former vice president, now Trump's rival, risks not making the debate stage, which is significant. You have to have a certain amount of donors, get a certain amount of numbers in polling, and he hasn't really reached that threshold when it comes to donors. So we're waiting to see what happens with him. But the biggest question is, will Trump show, and kind of what effect will that have? There's a school of thought, of course, that if he doesn't show up, that gives oxygen for some of his rivals. And we'll see whether they kind of take that opportunity to attack him. A lot of them do want to have that face-to-face with Donald Trump to show that they can be the viable alternative. So far, they really haven't gone after him. We'll see if that changes.
Meanwhile, quickly, Caitlin, before you leave, Trump has been begging for this 4th indictment. Any new information we know about when that happens in Georgia?
Well, we're expecting some kind of news at some point this month. We were just reporting earlier with our Nicole Killian, who's been based there, watching and seeing the security kind of being tightened up around that courthouse. Now, this is a state investigation, so it's different from the January 6th federal investigation. But we did see a lot of information in that indictment that we saw last week that covers some of what we're seeing in Georgia. So waiting to see exactly what the details are, but expecting something at some point this month.
There's always too much time in between times we talk, but it's always good to see you. Caitlin Huey-Burns in Washington, thank you.
Good to see you too, Jeff.